All
Ladies
right,
and
brother, I'm
gentlemen,
here.
the following is
Ah,
another amazing episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. I am your host, that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always positive, life is great, repping 592, living 718, no cap, straight facts, the worldwide starboy, Remy Blue. And our special guest is a man who has actually faced opponents such as Kevin Matthews. That's right, TNA superstar Kevin Matthews, and also TNA and WWE superstar TJ Perkins, aka TJ. Everybody, welcome to the show, Hyena Hexx. Hyena, how you doing tonight, man?
doing good, baby. I'm doing good. I just had training tonight at the Mouse Factory, so just hustling. Still students in there training. I just want to get that vibe that we never stop.
Hey, hey, just you got to keep going, man. You got to keep going. And for those of you
Oh
watching,
yeah, brother.
I'm for those of you watching from the comfort of your home or wherever you are, yes, we are. There is a bit of a delay with the video, but we're gonna keep on pushing on because that's how we do it inside society. You know,
Do
we keep
apologize.
on pushing through the rough seas as well. So with that being said, Hyena, we thank you for actually taking time out of your busy schedule to be on our show and talk about pro wrestling and whatnot. We really and truly appreciate it. Believe it or not, you've actually been on our radar for a while now. And I remembered when I actually saw
All
you,
right, thank you.
I remember when I saw you, I was like, wait a minute. We had a woman by the name of Hyena Hera on the show. Now there's a Hyena Hexx. You know something?
Oh
That
yeah,
just
I seen her in action. I seen her.
yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty
I'll
cool. I got to chat with her just a little bit. I'm thinking of Nightmare Factory as well. I'm not gonna hold you. it
hey,
might
I'm gonna
it
tell you what.
might be a thing, but I got work and all that stuff. I got these bills.
I'll tell you what.
so
Nightmare
wrestling and
Factory.
that, I'm like,
I'll tell you what. Nightmare Factory. They do a lot of good things down there. We've actually had the honor of interviewing several of their students, graduates, and a lot of interesting people that have come out of there. The Renegade Twins, of course, everybody's favorite Nasty Leroy, um, TSF. So many people. Kid Bandit
definitely right.
is another product of there too. We
I've
actually had.
yeah, I've actually been to the. I've actually been down there before, like in 2018
Okay.
or 17. No, I was 18 for like one of those Power Factory
Okay.
and
Awesome.
whatnot.
Well, I'll tell you what.
But I
There's
would
one.
love to make like another reoccurrence.
Yeah. There's one other hyena in pro wrestling.
CQT years and like old friends, probably Murado, maybe Cody Vance.
Yeah.
I bet.
There's one other hyena in pro wrestling that goes by just hyena, and it's at Hyena PW. So if the three of y'all ever decide to form a stable, I'm definitely gonna be one of the first in line to purchase a shirt, a stable shirt from y'all, because I know that's gonna be something epic.
Hello?
Yeah. Did you get that last part?
What's up? What's up? There's one more way.
Oh, okay.
I thought there was two more.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
There's Hogan, I believe.
Hyena Hogan.
That's down. That'd be cool. Go give her to run the business.
Hey, it might be something, man. Y'all might be onto something.
Let's go. We got the service.
I could
What
already,
is the bill?
I could already envision y'all coming out to
There you are, Remy. Oh yeah,
I
as
could
a
already,
group. Oh my god, that'd be fierce. It'd be fierce.
yeah,
Like I would,
I could,
it would just tear the house down. You got powerhouses, you got high flyers. Shoot, all the characters.
yeah. And imagine if y'all come out to music of hyenas cackling, then you hear some kind of
Oh yeah, I
music.
always dream of that shit. I always dream of that. Yeah. Sometimes I come out like that. I used to do that too with the I used to me and my buddy Mark Cruz, we had like the Destiny 2 Omni Gold Scream on our drum. We thought it was be cool, and then we added some hyena laughters and so whatnot, trying to like mix songs and franchise. So that was cool.
Yeah,
But yeah, oh man, that'd be dope if we did that. Especially on AEW. Oh,
yeah, definitely. But I
I
gotta
got
ask,
better connection.
how did you become a fan of professional wrestling, man? How did it happen for you? Like, what was the match or main event that you saw that got you hooked?
Oh man, that's hard. That's really because it took my family to get it, and then it took school as well because I would get like beat up by the kids when I was just like, "What is going on?" It's like MWO, are you with DX? And I'm like, What is what?" And I'm like, "What team do I choose that like doesn't get my ass kicked?" Like it was like that, and but yeah, it took my family. They always had the N64. They had like the WCW. They had the No Mercy and whatnot. But it took my family to get me into pro wrestling. We always roughhouse and try to do the moves they say don't do at home. So it got really rough in Philly.
Yeah, that's cool. NWO and DX, man. Those,
Oh yeah, dude, it was wild. It was a whole wave that I needed to get on, and I would always get in trouble trying to do the suck it sign. My mama whoop my ass quick outside of martial arts class. We would try to do that shit, and like right next door to the Funko, Funko Land. That's what it was called back then. Before we had like the game stops and all that stuff. Oh
you know,
man,
I never got in trouble for that, but again, I really used to
what?
do it.
I
I
got in
really
trouble
used to
for
do
doing
it.
that. I got in trouble for doing blue meanies, belly shake and John. We would lift our shirts up and
Oh,
John. Ass whoopers all day. We didn't care.
so funny, funny story. Like I was ECW, where he obviously was, used to, come on at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I remembered one time I was staying up, and at that time my mom was working the night shift at her job, at the company she worked for, and she came home and she saw me watching wrestling. So she always, let me watch it. She knew I wasn't crazy enough to do the moves on people. And everything. So she actually saw me. She actually saw the cussing. She saw New Jack. She was like, okay.
Yeah.
But she knew that I wouldn't fight her. So it was Taz and Nova were fighting, and and made his Nova came out and made his entrance, and the Blue Meanie came out with him, and the Blue Meanie did his little dance and whatnot, and I kid you not, my mom was like, "Oh my gosh, what is he doing? And he's so big. Why is he dancing like that?" And the next morning, my mom tells me, she's like, "Did you see what he was watching? He was watching some wrestling last
Yeah.
night." And she described it like this: a big guy with no butt in some short jeans was dancing around in the ring.
Me for you, man. He's already dressed up to wrestle. I swear. Every time I meet him, he's like already in gear. Like in
I went,
character.
there's only been one wrestler I've gone as for Halloween. That was the Blue Meanie. That was the only guy I ever went to. The only wrestler I ever dressed up as the Blue Meanie because
I did the Hardys because that was my team right there. They were cool. They jumped off ladders. I was like, I'm with Team Extreme. I would jump off like balconies, stereo systems just to like imitate them and all that stuff. I still think Matt Hardy has the best seat drop in the game next to Psychosis.
okay,
But yeah, ECW was another like that New Jack match. It was against I think the Baldies or something like that, and it got real. My dad told me he was like, WWE, right? He's like, yeah, that's cool and all, but that's the fake shit. You gonna watch the real shit tonight? That's when he had like I'll be able to visit him and shit. So he would let me watch the adult stuff, and I was amped. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Throwing chair, everything, staple gun. I was like, yo, This is wild. So that's what like popped my ECW cherry. It was a New Jack bash. It was wild.
Yeah, New Jack was. Oh man, I actually had the opportunity to interview his cousin, not cousin, his partner, Mustafa,
Mustafa.
and I was like, one day that's one of our longest episodes too. I was like, they had the life and crimes. Dark Side of the Ring had the life and crimes of New Jack. What about the life and crimes of Mustafa? Because Mustafa was there with him.
Yeah, I was like he's
And
with them. They're
I'm the
partners in
kind of guy.
crime.
I'm the kind of like the guy like this. Yeah, I would interview Timberland, but I also want to know what Magoo is doing. I would
Right.
interview George Michael, but I want to know what Andrew Ridgely's doing. I want to know what's going on. And Mustafa we had a great story from him. He told us had a lot of cool stories to tell us, and I highly recommend to anybody to sit down and listen to that guy. He has a wealth of knowledge and so on. But so did you ever get to go to ECW like live and check out the events themselves, or I mean, being that you're actually in
My
Pennsylvania, or
I didn't get a chance to see anything ECW live wise when I was younger. My parents really weren't about certain shows that were
okay,
like too graphic and violent. But like later on, when I was like in my teens, like 15 and 16, my dad would take me go see a WWE show or something like that, like a live event. And I love the live events. It's always cracking at the live events. There's
yeah,
always something. Like
your dad,
I was there for that. What was it? Kennedy took that chair shot, almost killed him. Freaking Undertaker coming out is like bone rattling.
oh
Always, oh my god, it's always such an experience. Feel and that heat, the flames. Oh my god.
yeah, I was very fortunate to get to see him wrestle once before he retired. That was back in 2012 when the streak was still intact. It was
Yeah.
WrestleMania 28. It's him versus Triple H, and definitely great times. Definitely enjoyed it. So, gotta say first off, your dad's the coolest dad ever because I mean he got to take you to like a WWE event. Any parent that does that,
Yeah,
that's
that's
real.
my stepdad too. He was dope as hell.
Uh,
William was. Yeah, he was like
so,
at least he gave me that experience.
so, now that you're a fan, and well, who are some of your favorites? Like, so you said the Hardys. Were there any others that were your favorites growing up? Like
It's a lot.
Undertaker, Kane, Triple H.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be the Hardys, Y2J, the Dudleys. I do like the Dudleys. Um, Brown. There's so many. There's so many females. I love Dawn Marie, Lita, Tori Wilson. Freaking Christy Hemming was cool, but say a lie. Gail Kim, Oscar, Damian Priest, my coach, who taught me how to wrestle,
Okay.
is with the Hooper. So, or was
Awesome.
a Bruce.
So
But yeah,
how did your journey go from being, to being professional wrestling fan to now professional wrestler Hyena Hexx, who is training at the Monster Factory and making appearances on Future of Honor and all that good stuff.
yeah, man. Sometimes I feel like I'm boogeyman because people all show up and they're like spooked. They're like, "Hex, you're doing? What are you doing here? What are you doing?" I'm a pro wrestler, just like you. What do you mean I'm doing here? Yeah, I do whatever. I show up. Sometimes I crash parties. It's whatever. But what got me mostly into it was remember that old anime Kanikuman from Four Kids? It was Ultimate
Honestly,
Muscle. That's what got me hooked even more into pro wrestling. And then
okay.
from there, I stayed in the gym, stayed cut, try to stay, athletically fit. I was always an active kid, getting into mischief. So later on, I just was like, I was done with college, and I was like, I'm chasing this dream, and I
Awesome.
haven't turned back since.
Well, first off, I gotta say, man, um, big ups to getting the college thing done. I always like to see people, especially black people. Yes, I'm for those of y'all listening, I'm a proud black man. I'm unapologetically black, but I don't mean I ain't got love for nobody else of any other ethnicity. But I just love to see, when my peeps,
It's
you know,
beautiful skin. You better honor it. Hell yeah.
yeah, I love to see when my peeps, get that college degree and whatnot. Big ups to you on that, man. It's always a great thing to have that, to fall back on and so on. But
Absolutely.
um, but yeah, um, so you've actually shared the ring with, you know, several stars in fake stand styles who, it's hilarious. I just like the guy's promos. You've actually been in a battle royal with, Impact Wrestling superstar, one of my favorite wrestlers, Kevin Matthews, and also you went one on one with TJ. So what was it like facing those guys, man? I know Kevin Matthews, he's a almost 20 years vet, if not 20 years already, and TJP, world renowned. What was it like going stepping in the ring, sharing the ring with those guys?
Um, it was a real experience, like a roller coaster that I can't even explain. Like you, maybe like it felt like a natural disaster sometimes because my heart was racing. I was like, they didn't get TJP from me. That didn't happen. I didn't believe it at first. I was like, and then I saw the marquee and Billboard. I was like, oh my god, it happened. So I trained my ass off that whole week. Kevin Matthews, he's cool. He's cool. He was worried about tossing me, but like he did a good job on that part. He was fine. Everything went smooth. He was a nice dude though. He's a killer in the locker room. But back to TJ. TJ is another dude. He's confident. He knows what he is. I know a lot of people say stuff about him, but like I met him. There's like no fear on this guy. No fear. Like no shreds or whatnot. He's like, oh hey, what's up? I showed up like I show up whatever and whatnot. I was just like, oh snap, it's him. Here he is. He's like, oh yeah, nice pants. He's like, nice shoes. And I was like, okay, cool. But the match itself was rocketing. He was so smooth, so crisp. And I'm just like, it felt like a nice grooming in a sense, and I just felt ready for anything after that, like surviving T.J. Perkins.
Yeah, Kevin
Like,
Matthews,
phenomenal.
TJ Perkins is definitely, entertaining in the ring. Kevin Matthews, yeah, Kevin Matthews is actually one of, I remember when I first met him actually, I was like, wait, who is this guy? Like, why is he? And then after I got used to him, like, yo, this Kevin Matthews is kind of cool. I remember him, I used to watch him in PWS, which is in New Jersey, and the man, very entertaining. I'm surprised he hasn't been signed to any of these companies yet. The man has a lot of knowledge.
He looks like a whole total package. I'm just like, the dude's fine. Like,
Yeah.
what? So I don't know what the story of that is, but he should be signed. But he's already
So,
doing great on the independent.
so what's it like training at the Monster Factory, the place that gave us acts like The Big Show, and even some of today's stars like Riley Shepard and Gabby Ortiz and so many.
Oh
What's it like
man,
training over there?
those it was cool training with them. They growing up with them in the Moss Factory with Gabby and Riley. It was a battle because back then we really had to fight for our spots on the show. It was hell being on Moss Factory and trying to like earn your image pretty much. And Gabby was cool. We kind of like we talk here and there, but she's cool. She means well, and like she's doing a okay right now. She's like phenomenal in the ring. I feel sorry for like Riley though, because I do love the Greek gladiator, or the geek gladiator, and like I wish her a speedy recovery, honestly, because like it's like I feel like it's almost like every time she gets like momentum and something occurs, and I hate that for a superstar like her, like that has that 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 fan base, that drive. But both
Yeah,
women are done with it, though. At least it's not done with them for pro wrestling. They can do other things because Riley also is good at commentating as well. So just in case something goes wrong, there's always a position for you in pro wrestling.
I think she'll be back. I think she'll be
Oh
back.
yeah, definitely. Oh
I don't.
definitely. She's on recovery.
I know she'll be back, and she's definitely been killing it. She was actually one of the inaugural winners for the Capital Championship Wrestling Cup in Delaware, and yeah, she's been very impressive. So yeah, I know she'll definitely be
Absolutely.
back.
'Cause, like she's a tough girl. I'm just saying she's tough because we're all like trained so heavily with Damian Priest and Danny Cage. It was just and QT at one point. Like all of them, we had like a lot of folks come through to the factory and just try to like process us and everything else. But yeah, I also branched out and went over to like Worldwide Dojo, chilling with Cheeseburger and all that stuff.
Oh, so
Uh,
you probably met Damian Priest's brother, Michael Martinez.
yeah, he's been here too. Yeah, I meet him over there or here.
I didn't even know
It's
that
cool.
was so. What we here at Ringside Society, we don't really clout. We don't clout chase. Like I know some people like, oh, that's such and such his brother or sister. Let's get him on the ring. We don't even care about that. We just cared about the fact that he went into that ring, he wrestled. We want to talk to him. And I saw the name Martinez, and I was like, yeah, okay, I guess he has the same. His bio
Uh,
his Instagram bio had yes that Martinez. So I'm like, is this in relation to Damian Priest? I know Damian Priest, Punisher Martinez. I didn't take nothing of it. And then when we had him on the show, he was like, "Yeah, I'm his little brother." I'm like, "Whoa, we didn't even know."
yeah,
We had,
man, it's
but
just as tall. It's like
but
almost like a clone.
honestly, even if he wasn't, we still would have had him on because he's
Oh
a
yeah,
wrestler, part of the business, and like I said, we don't care. We don't care if you had one match or 1,000 matches. If you went into that ring and put on a show for us, we want to talk to you. Um, but speaking of which, um, so first thing I'll say, if you ever go to the Nightmare Factory and you train there, you would be the first. I guess we could call you the factory guy because you've been to the Monster Factory and the Nightmare Factory.
yeah.
So I don't know anybody else that has done that. Yeah, but
When it was one, but yeah,
but
I would love to
but
go again, man.
but
Oh,
I was gonna
say
ask, what's the story behind the hyena? Like, I'm not gonna. I mean, I don't want to delve too much, but what's the? I'm trying to find the best way to say it. What's the meaning with the hyena moniker? Wait,
yeah,
you did that?
yeah, that's me. That's me. I can do a hyena laugh.
Dude,
Yeah.
dude, hey, you got to put that in your. You got to put that in your entrance, bro. That's
Always,
impressive.
always.
Yo,
It took me like 3 months to learn it. All of a
yo,
sudden,
that's
through my
impressive.
first first thing I ever did when I bought this iPhone was download a hyena laugh app, and that was in 2018, trying to make sure I work on the character. But
Wow.
yeah, I bought a hyena fur coat. That was like the only one in Italy and junk. That cost so much money, but I still have it, and it's a great. It was a great investment for the time early on. But the embodiment of the hyena, really, that's my spirit animal. It's literally my spirit animal. I looked up like different type of spirit animals, like whatnot. Like I love that, like astrology. So I'm a Leo. In Egypt, I'm like Sekhmet, still a lion, and then spiritually hyena. And it's like all instinct, family based, and like kind of rely on your gut a little bit. So it's like raw talent. And and you look up their details, they're actually really intelligent killers, strategic wise and everything. They're running like the savannah right now. So,
So do you think that they've been like portrayed wrongfully and vilified? Because the average
oh
an
yeah,
the average animal documentary has them like the hyena's a pest, a scavenger, a nuisance, and and lion has a right to kill them and whatnot. Do you think that they've been like vilified wrongfully to the
oh yeah,
masses?
definitely to the mass. I mean, it's all because of Lion King, but that too. There's such beautiful creatures, and it's crazy how they communicate. And it's like you can tell when they're like upset and like when they want to call for backup and everything. It's all about communication with that whole pack, and it's run by a female. And it's
Oh
always the
wow.
matriarch. Yeah, it's always run by a female because it has to be. Yeah, other like feline species like have a male dominant, but this one is female dominant because they're bigger.
Oh, okay. Wow. I did not know that. That's awesome, man. I gotta say,
Yeah,
that's
that's why when they remade it, they got it right. So I was like, all right, good. I was happy with the reboot
awesome.
or the
That's
live
cool.
action version or whatever you want to call it.
That's thank you very much. I didn't even know because I look at certain things like the way the media portrays animals, like foxes are always tricky, bats are evil, and all this, and owls are cute, but they could be vicious. And I was like, I wonder what the story is. I wonder if they're really, you know, vilifying the hyena, or is that really its true like nature? You know?
Like
But thank you.
it depends on what. There's like four species of hyenas. There's like four. There's like
Okay.
there's spotted, brown, striped, and then there's like the arid hyena. The spotted
Okay.
one's the biggest. The spotted hyena is like the most dominant because they focus mostly on hunting than scavenging. But
Oh.
the other ones they kind of scavenge, and then the aard one is more of like an aardvark breed, so it eats insects, and that's the smallest one.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, and they put that in Lion King too. I was like, I mean the live action Lion King. I was like, yo, I spot him. He's right there. He's in there with Timon and Pumbaa. I was like, what? They doing their homework.
So for those of y'all watching, you just got a bit of information about the hyena from Hyena Hexx. I gotta say
Yeah, man.
thank you for that, man. So
Oh, bro.
so I gotta ask you, man. You do anything with pro wrestling? What's next for you, man? I mean, are you see AEW, Impact Wrestling,
I
WWE?
would love to do AEW. I would love to be on there. I feel like I'll tear down. Honestly, I don't want to throw a lot of super kicks and cutters. I'd rather throw wind spinning wheel kicks or like to Jerry shuffle kicks. Honestly, I don't want to just do 619s. I do 609 now. I just go through the ropes with a drop kick. I do
Oh
the
wow.
Lionsaw stomps. I do the Stardust press now. Like I got stuff, and like I'll mostly I get my mat. I mostly take stuff from like anime and Japan.
Okay. Have
Yeah,
you ever
that's mostly where like my match studies come from.
have you ever gotten to go to Japan at all? Or
I would love to go to Japan, bro.
I can
That's
tell
like
you
the
right now,
dream.
whenever you get that chance, take it with a smile and go. I was stationed there for 3 years in the Navy, and I enjoyed it. Tokyo is a vibe. Osaka is a vibe. Whenever you go to Tokyo, go to a place called Akihabara. I don't know if you heard about it, but that's where they do all. I saw that you're an anime specialist.
Oh,
You were watching anime, and
yeah, I'm still
that's where they
watching.
do a
I
lot of
just got
anime.
done watching Doctor Stone.
Okay,
Yeah, that got me like super amped. I was like, man, I wish I was in school again now. Doctor Stone's pretty cool. But yeah, anime wise, yeah, I love anime. I'm pretty much an old head when it comes to it. If anything, I
oh,
started watching Speed Racer in '96,
okay.
but it was on Toonami and Jump
So how
and
would you?
Cartoon Network.
So what are some animes that you would actually recommend to me? Because I'm not a, and I'm not just saying this for show. I'm not really that an expert on anime. I mean,
Yeah.
unless you want to count Pokemon and Digimon, then yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
OGs,
what would
the
you
pop
recommend for
ones.
me to watch?
Do you want to be pop? Do you want to do pop culture one, or do you want to be more underground with it? I feel
Either one, it
like
doesn't really
the
matter.
ones. Um,
I watched.
Everyone loves Naruto and My Hero Academy, but I'm not a big fan of them. Me personally, I always love my shooter animes. So it was always Trigun, Outlaw Star, Bebop, Desert Punk, Black Lagoon, and I love Big O too.
Okay,
Yeah, Inuyasha was cool. JoJo Bizarre Adventures is really dope. Hunter x Hunter is dope. Uh, Doctor Stone is cool too. There's a lot, man. There's a lot of anime that's out there. Some I forget. Dead Man Wonderland is a really good one. It's well, I can't remember that show that they had on Netflix, but it pretty much is that. That's what I felt like. Prisoners fighting for their lives, and the whole prison's trying to kill them.
okay, wow.
Type of deal. It's like most of my stuff is kind of graphic. I like because it's just raw to me. That's how I feel. Because I would mostly like that and like DC Comics as well. I was never too big on the Marvel fan base, but I still respect the hustle.
You're like the first person I've actually seen that. One of the few people. Well, not one of the first, but the few people that I know that say they prefer DC comics over Marvel. But the thing I hate is when people like they come and tell me Marvel's better than DC. I'm like, okay, so have you read the comics or are you talking about the movies?
Movies,
They're
sure,
like,
yeah. Like everyone likes to say the movies, and I'm like, oh, all right, that's just the movies. I'm just like, bro,
exactly.
like
Like,
everybody else got all this other cool shit going on.
yeah. And I'm like, you can't just go by the movies. Yes, the movies are nice. Don't get me wrong. I love them, but if you actually sit down and read a DC comic, you would be like, DC's not that. I mean, their live action is very questionable. I mean, I
Yeah,
enjoy the
live action is they just gotta find a nice assortment of people, like a steady cast, really.
they need to stop relying on Batman and Superman. Like I'm really getting like
Yeah.
tired.
Well, I love that they poke fun of it. I love that they poke fun of it every time. But yeah, they do need to put away the Cape Crusader and Wonder Boy.
Yeah, they're doing Blue Beetle. They're doing Blue Beetle, so I'm curious as to how that's gonna go.
I heard they
Uh,
canceled Batgirl. I was mad.
I'm upset they canceled the Batgirl on CW. I'm upset about
Right,
that. I enjoyed that.
right. I was like, what the fuck? Sorry,
I
can I
was
swear?
I was like, are you seriously gonna first you get rid of Black Lightning? Okay, fine, but then you cancel the spinoff that they were gonna have with the guy that had the two personalities, and now you cancel Batgirl. Like, what's going on? Like CW, like hopefully they leave Stargirl alone. Because Stargirl,
Oh,
I'm enjoying Stargirl
that's
and
good.
Man and Lois. So hopefully they leave those alone.
I'm
So,
just hoping. I'm hoping the next Injustice game has Solomon Grundy. That's what I want.
ooh, you looking for that
Hmm?
guys? Oh, jeez.
I love the
Whew.
bad guys. I was always a villain. I love the villains. They always had a nice story or like tragedy type of deal.
Yeah, Solomon Grundy's pretty cool. I do enjoy Red Hood though. Red Hood. I'm not a villain person. I'm more of an anti-hero type of person.
Yeah, you want the
So,
forget the
like
rule. Like,
Deadpool, Punisher, you
oh yeah,
know, those kind of guys. Yeah. So, um, I gotta ask you, man. So, if somebody were to like say, "Hey, I want to do the same thing you're doing. I want to join the Monster Factory and train to be a wrestler." What advice would you give that person?
I'll make sure that they're like advice wise. It's not going to be easy. You will learn how to fall, uh, regardless, and we'll teach you the proper steps of how. But it's all up to you and how you put in the work and how you handle yourself as a professional. Honestly, but just make sure. But you are in good hands, and we will keep you safe here.
Awesome. So, for those of you that intend to, join, the Monster Factory, you got some advice from a graduate here that is doing this
Exactly.
thing. And
And also, don't be afraid to try other schools too. I'm not gonna say that, but like we do put in the work just as much as the other schools do too.
awesome.
So you can learn from many places. Honestly, that's what I love to do. I like to bounce around.
Yeah, yeah. It's all. Yeah, I noticed that with like for example, the hard dungeon. To me, they taught you like the proper techniques of submission and wrestling and so on. That's my vibe I got from them. But then you had the Samoan dynasty that would teach you like the power and the how to use the rock.
Even with when I was training with Ring of Honor Dojo, it was pretty wild there too. They were like kind of like that as well. At the time, I was getting trained by Will Ferrara, Burger Delirious, and Joey Mercury for the thing. But it was pretty wild back then. With like I was chilling with some of the MCW crew as well, who
Wow,
got who got up there as well.
Joey
I see that I see that Khan's doing well over there at AEW. He's doing good.
Joey Mercury, man, that man was one of the best tag teams that never got a chance to shine. Him and Christian York. I really wish he would have picked them up.
Yeah, it's always in the business. You gotta go to the head boss.
So I just got two more questions before I let you go. 'Cause I know you're busy, you got training and whatnot. So my second to last question is, you know, when you're getting ready, for a match, or when you're getting ready to do a workout in the gym, whether it's cardio, whether it's weight training, what are some what are some songs or some artists you like to listen to get you into that mode?
That
To
mode. Ooh. I'm more hip hop and punk rock kind of guy.
Okay,
So it's up, and I love my goth music. So get me in that vibe. I will go with my favorite artist, my favorite hip hop artist of all time would be Redman. I've been listening
Ooh,
to. I'll listen to some like
there's the
what
dark side.
happened. It's that, but the first Redman album I ever owned was the Muddy Waters album.
Okay.
I had to grab that one. I had to. Shoot, other songs. Sometimes I'll listen to Key Glock. Key Glock will get me there. Certain rave musics. I do listen to Bauhaus, Balzac, Misfits, Michael Graves. Those are my hard punk groups. Um, well, except for Bauhaus, they're more like Dark Bowie.
Okay.
Yeah, but Balzac is more of a Japanese hard punk band.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to go to Osaka and just like at the shop and like, what? There it is. I buy up the whole thing. But
I,
yeah, that's how
I,
I'll get amped. I'll get amped off or anything like that. I'll be in the gym. Anything that like gets me pumped or like gets me in that mode to like succeed and try and try. Even if I fail, I'll just do it again.
honestly, if you get that chance, I hope you get that chance with Japan, man. You will definitely love it, and you will. It's everything you'd want and more. Trust me on that. So, my last question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years in regards to professional wrestling?
Um, hopefully a parent
Okay.
one day. One day, I'll have one of those my own little monster. Hopefully. Um, Probably in 5 years. But yeah, hopefully just touring, traveling, like meeting new folks, just saying hi to folks, helping out whomever is having a gloomy day or whatever. Just make sure they're just smiling and happy. So
Awesome.
I just want to make sure folks forget about what troubles they're having right now, honestly, and just be like talking on the media.
Awesome. Well, Hyena, I just gotta say, I hope you get to reach all your goals. I hope you get to travel to Japan and fight all the opponents you want to fight, and hopefully you get to meet that Japanese punk band that you just mentioned, all that good stuff. And remember,
I hope I get my one-on-one with Jay Lethal. I did get to spar him. I did get
okay,
to spar in the ring with Jay Lethal, and that man is another like I felt like he was like another Perkins in a sense, where he's confident, he knows what he wants to do, and just knows how to work. Him and Gresham.
Lethal is one of the best, man. I'm
They say
surprised
he's
that
the best. He is the best.
I'm disappointed WB hadn't signed him yet, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad because I don't know what they would have done with him. I would have shuddered. So yeah, he's definitely come a long way. So yeah, man. I hope you get to meet all your goals and all that good stuff. And let's believe if I see you on AEW, yeah, we'll definitely be hailing you up like, yeah, we just had Hyena
Absolutely.
Hexx on the show. You know what
And
I'm
I'll be
saying?
display. Hopefully, I'll still have La Lucha Lady as my designer too.
La
Like
Lucha Lady.
yeah, she makes my ring gear.
That name sounds familiar.
She's working with a lot of AEW stars with their ring
Wait,
outfits.
is that Danhausen's wife?
And I was what? No,
Oh, okay, 'cause I thought
no,
she
La
was
Lucha Lady like she's out in Chicago, but like she's cool. But
okay.
she works with a lot of AEW people now, like
Man,
stars. It's pretty
man,
well.
I try to get some of these gear designers on the show. I've only gotten one. It's like hard to get them, man. Like I just want to know your story. That's all. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we try to
Right.
give listeners like views and stories from all sides of professional wrestling. We even have fans we interview, but the gear designers are some of the hardest ones to get, man. It's like, ah,
Yeah. It's always hard to get a gear. Even in wrestling, it's hard to get a gear designer. Sometimes you're like, hello, hello, because I had some in the past that were like unresponsive, and I'm like, yo, I put a deposit in. Like, where you at?
yeah,
And like they'll give you the saddest excuses, like, oh, this happened, this, that, and the third. I'm like, but you said this day.
wow,
And then
that's good.
sometimes you'll get bumped because of a certain superstar is want something.
Oh, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, sorry that sorry that
Yeah.
happened to anyone,
Hopefully,
man.
then the next 5 years that doesn't happen. Hopefully, next 5 years I'll start doing DJing.
Yeah. So who would you want to wrestle in the future? Like, who would you want to wrestle? Like, that's out there right now.
Oh, that's one of my top one right now is Damian Priest, the one who trained me. I want to fight him in WWE.
Okay.
I want to do that. Hopefully, or somewhere in it. I don't care where. Really, I just want to match with him. I feel like he owes me a match. But cause like learning from him was awesome. Cause like he's more of a striker. Uh, it was fun teaching him how to do the ACH dive. Cause he was like, I don't know how I can bake this. I was like, you just gotta put one foot on the rope, and I just did it. And then he did it. It was cool. But yeah, I see the familiarities in it. I just love it, and I try to implement some things from him in the matches. But Jeff Hardy, Jay Lethal, shoot, quite a few. LSG. I want another match with LSG.
Okay.
Yeah, I was young when I was a cub when I fought LSG, and now I'm a fully grown hyena. I want my match. I fought his little brother, MSG, but now I can fight the big brother. That's what I would like.
Wait, he has a brother that wrestles too?
Yeah, I wrestled his brother, MSG, Max
Wow.
Moonshot Giovanni.
Wow. I did not know about that.
Yeah,
That's
he's making some waves out here. He's making some waves out here.
the last time I heard of LSG was when he was teaming with Shaheem.
Oh yeah, I miss
That
my brother Shaheem. Oh,
uh,
Shaheem, he's cool.
yeah, and that was the last, and then they broke up, and I didn't hear anything from either of them. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't like the dude. Well, sometimes tag teams want to go solo. You know how bands break up. But
yeah,
these bugs are messing me up out here.
yeah. I was just about to get that. Man. So I just gotta
That's
say,
fine. That's fine. We're gonna still keep going. I don't care. But
yeah,
but the coast to coast thing was dope. Shaheem, I love Shaheem. It's cool. We had some fun adventures with certain women.
oh yeah,
He's my boy. Him and his old tag partner Mark Cruz. They're always cool. They're always cool dudes to meet. Party
yeah.
rock.
I'll tell you what, if my I don't really go for road stories. I don't really ask for road stories, but I can tell you one thing. If my co-host Rob Bates was here right now, he would ask you if you got any crazy road stories and whatnot. That's his thing. Rob, get well soon, man. But yeah, but I just gotta say, Hyena, first off, thank you very much. If nobody has thanked you before, you're gonna hear it from us here at Ringside Society. That being myself and my two co-hosts who couldn't be here tonight, Captain Knight and Rob Bates. If nobody's told you this before, so you're gonna hear it from us for the first time. And if you've heard it before, you're probably gonna hear it from us again. But thank you for all the matches and memories that you've given us so far. It wasn't easy doing training, but you pushed on through, and now you're taking bookings all over. So thank you very much for that.
Oh yeah, shout out. I'm gonna give my shout outs to One Division Pro in New York, taking care of me. PWE and Philly, they take care of me as well. Shout out to Sicken, Nick Sicken from Riot City. He's always good. He always helps out like people who like me, like starving, trying to make it out there. He actually helped me get bookings out in Pittsburgh and like Maryland and all that stuff. So shout out to him too. Oh man.
Yeah,
And shout out to Danny Cage at the Monster Factory.
that's awesome, man. If anybody's in Pennsylvania, definitely check out Monster Factory. They're doing big things out there. I'm not just saying that. I've seen it for myself. But with that being said, I just got to say, thank you once again for giving us the opportunity. Before we shut the show down, where can fans find you on social media when they want to find out when next appearances or whenever they want to purchase, Hyena Hexx merchandise? And where can bookers and promoters find you
I
when
actually
they
got
want
new
to?
merch on the way. I actually got new merch coming.
Oh, cool, cool. Where at?
Yeah, sorry about that. It's a local connection, but yeah, I do got new merch coming on the way. My god sister drawing me up some stuff, and it's pretty hot.
Cool.
I love it. She's a graphic designer, Brianna
Oh,
Mallier.
awesome. So whenever you get that set up, definitely let us know. We'll share it on our Instagram page. We like to let the masses know as well too. But yeah. And where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows or whenever you and Haitera and the other hyenas start that stable, where can they book y'all whenever whenever y'all ready?
They can book me at Hyena Hexx at Gmail, at gmail.com for the bookings. You can find me on IG as Hyena Hexx. You can find me on Twitter as Hyena Hexx. Pretty much all of it is going to be saved my name. But
Aw-
yeah,
Awesome.
Facebook, you'll discover it somehow. I'm on
So
Facebook. I'm on Facebook, just regular Hyena Hexx, but the other name will be there too. If you're trying to look up my shoot name.
so y'all heard, this man's on social media. Definitely make sure you follow him. And also, if you got merchandise coming too, so be on the lookout for that.
Yeah,
And
PPW and standalone. I'm looking out for you too, and AEW. Don't
y'all
worry,
heard,
I'm coming.
y'all heard, be on the lookout. But with that being said, Hyena, once again, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to shoot the breeze about pro wrestling with us. And with that being said, it's about time for us to shut this show down. My stomach is rumbling, my eyelids are heavy.
Yeah,
That means
Blue man, you are cool, bro. I'm glad to have this interview with you, man. I was honored. I was like, 'cause people been asking me like interviews and stuff, and I'm like, I'll be waiting. I'm like, all right, it's gonna happen. All right, cool. But you came
nah,
through, bro.
we don't waste time, man. We don't waste time. Trust me.
Everything was kosher. The show was fire. I love it. Loved you got the future hat. I mean, not the shirt.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
this is actually a Ricochet shirt. One of
Yeah, there you
his
are.
early.
That's what I was like looking. I was like, wait, is that an old Coleman? Never.
Yeah, it's a Ricochet shirt from like back before he got signed at WWE. But yeah, but with that being said, if y'all want to follow me on social media, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Remy Blue. I'm also on Facebook at Remy Blue. Our podcast is also on social media on Twitch at Ringside Society 19, Instagram and Twitter at Ringside Society. We're on Facebook as a Facebook group, and we're also on Spotify and YouTube. Yes, make sure you follow our YouTube channel and just type in Ringside Society. And once you see that sweet OMG dark blue and light blue yin yang sign with the blue flames around it, that's when you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to all our videos. We got a lot of cool, interviews like this one we have with Hyena Hexx, the Hyena Hera interview, and many other cool interviews as well. We got a lot more cool stuff coming up. So make sure you subscribe to all our videos because you don't want to miss a thing like Aerosmith in 1998. So with that being said, we just want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight live. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Those y'all that are
Brother.
going to stick on, thank you very much in advance. And those y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wait to go away. Well, like myself at a Golden Corral, we ain't going anywhere for a while. But with that being said, we just want to let everybody know that we here at Ringside Society are very well and aware of everybody and their grandparents and their parents' podcast. We're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. As a matter of fact, we're not just any podcast. Hashtag we are not the same. We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. And with that being said, we'll be back tomorrow with another impressive guest and another impressive episode. But until then, we just want y'all to do four favors for us. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dude. We out. Peace.